So we're going to be fixing a dent today. And I know you're saying that that's a little more than a dent because it's ripped clean through. But the basic concepts, the same procedure is with a dent or when it's ripped. One thing you want to remember is if you're repairing the outside and finishing it, you want to get this heated up and squared away before you sand the outside, because you want this little puzzle piece, which is the crack, you want this little puzzle piece to go back together. If you sand it, then you've lost the little puzzle pieces that can lock themselves together when you start melting it and getting it hot. So once you get it all straightened out, that's when you want to sand it and finish it appropriately. All right, so the other thing is when with any kind of plastic, you may start heating it up out here and it starts swelling towards you. And that's great, because you want, this is in, so you want it to swell towards you. But at the same time, it may take heat on the backside for this to start swelling outward. So you've got to pay attention to which direction your plastic is going when you heat it, because it has a memory, but it all depends on what direction that memory has been put to bring it back out. So as you're heating the backside, you want to check and see, well, is it puffing out? Is the crack getting closer together? Or is it when I heat the outside that it does that? And you'll see the plastic move around for you just with heat. We're going to do this dent now. Hole. Again, we're heating the plastic and watching which direction it's going, because I got two different pieces now. I got this one here and this one that's broke away, so I gotta kind of watch both of them. But always keep your heat gun moving so it heats up the whole area, not just one small area. And don't get me wrong, I have my snap-on set sockets and screwdrivers and all that kind of baloney. But there's plenty of things I get from Harbor Freight, like this heat gun and many other tools that just, the price is unbelievable for how long they last. So, Harbor Freight seems to know how to choose tools that really last at a good price. So. It's very, very malleable, but again, we want to get those little pieces, puzzle pieces, back together. Whatever that takes. See, now this one is definitely stretched out. It's probably going to need some shrinking. Again, just have to do whatever it takes to get that little puzzle piece to come back together. Without taking it too far. And see, I'm trying to push the plastic away from each other so they have space to come together. And a good amount of heat is what's going to enable you to move the plastic where you want it. This one is definitely going to need some shrinking. And try not to do that where you break your puzzle. back side here, so I don't push it too much. Sorry if I mumble. It needs to go underneath that one. There we go. That's looking pretty good, if I do say so. See how quickly it can change from looking really good to not? So it's just a matter of playing with it, seeing what it does. That was a dumb move. There we go. Got that back. Got that one right there. I think that's as good as she's gonna get. Sometimes when it's stretched this way, you can heat it on the other side, and it will kind of shrink on the outside and level this out a little more sometimes. But it looks like we're going to have to shrink this one. It's really sticking out on the other side. So we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so now that I've gotten on the outside here, it doesn't look like it needs to be, I don't need to shrink it. What I'm going to be doing is holding my thumb here. Now, what we would have done if I hadn't put the plastic welder away, and I didn't want to get this involved, but normally what we probably would have done is welded it right here. Weld this crack so that it stays here. Then you'll be able to easily get this hot and push this out, still holding it there. So in lieu of that, we're just going to heat this up, and I'm going to hold it here and push on the inside. I'm going to push out this, so that the tool, this will go in and this will come out all at the same time. So that's what I'll be doing. And again, I want to see what direction the plastic is going to move as I'm heating it. And it's caving in, so I'm going to heat it from the back side. And I don't know if you can see it, but that indent is already coming out without me doing anything to it. So that tells you that you're heating it up in the right place. And again, you want to keep your heat moving. You don't want to melt it. You just want to get it hot. If you melt it too much, then you're not going to be able to manipulate it at all. So I'm going to hold it here and push this out. Helps to have a really good light also. So you can see really good.
Well, if you weren't standing in it.
Oh, yeah, I will. I cannot become invisible. I think that's good enough for that side. Now we'll do the same thing on this side and get that to fit a little better. And on the inside here, I'm paying attention to exactly where I need to heat it based on where the dent is on the inside here. That keeps me concentrated on that area that needs to be hot by paying attention to where I'm at here. And if you get it too hot accidentally, just be very careful with it. Don't push on it very hard. And it'll all come together. Just like that. And again, that's well enough to where you could sand a little bit now that you've got your crack back together. Sand a little bit. And what I would use is 8115. Strengthen it on the inside and the outside with 8115. A lot of times I'll finish it with 8115 instead of Bondo. So there does come a time where you eventually notice that you get to a point where it's just leave it alone. Leave it alone before you mess it up. Leave well enough alone. Happy trails.